The diplomatic summit on Kepler 440b was supposed to be a routine affair. Representatives from 17 species gathered in the crystalline halls of the consensus chamber, discussing trade routes and territorial boundaries with the usual bureaucratic tedium. Beverly Chen, humanity's youngest ambassador, sat at the far end of the conference table, her lunch spread before her on a disposable plate. She had specifically requested Earth food for this mission. After 3 weeks of nutrient paste and synthetic proteins, the turkey and avocado sandwich her supply ship had delivered that morning looked like a gift from the gods. Beverly lifted it carefully, savoring the moment before her first bite. That's when the Crixothi warrior cub struck, a blur of silver fur and razor-sharp claws swept across the table. Beverly's sandwich vanished from her hands so quickly she barely registered the theft. Across the chamber, a young Crixotino more than an adolescent by their species standards sat on its haunches, her sandwich clutched in its four-fingered paws. The room fell silent. Ambassador the Crixothi delegation leader rose to his full 8-foot height. His crest flared in what Beverly had learned was profound embarrassment. Ambassador Chen, I apologize profoundly. Krishna is my nephew. He is ... impulsive. I will have your meal replaced immediately. Beverly stood slowly, her chair scraping against the polished floor, every eye in the chamber fixed upon her. The Crixothi were a warrior culture, one of the most feared species in the known galaxy. Their cubs were trained from birth to seize opportunities, to strike first and establish dominance. This wasn't just theft, it was a challenge. That won't be necessary, Beverly said quietly. She walked toward the young Crixothi with measured steps. Krishna watched her approach, his predatory eyes gleaming with satisfaction. He took a large bite of the sandwich, deliberately maintaining eye contact. Around the chamber, several delegates shifted nervously. The Vendorians reached for their translation devices. The methylated collective began humming anxiously. Beverly stopped 3 feet away from the cub. You took something that was mine. Krishna's translator rendered his response in perfect English. The strong take what they wish. The weak accept their loss. Is that what your uncle teaches you? The cub's ears flicked forward. It is the way of all Crixothi warriors. Beverly nodded slowly, as if considering this wisdom. Then, faster than any non-human in the room thought possible, she lunged forward. Her hand shot out, fingers closing around the sandwich with practiced precision. She twisted her body, using Krishna's sewn grip against him, and yanked the food free. The cub tumbled backward, more from surprise than force. Beverly stood over him, sandwich held high, completely unharmed. The clever take it back, she said. For a heartbeat, nobody moved. Then Krishna's ears folded back, not in submission, but in what Beverly recognized from her briefing files as genuine surprise. The young Crixothi rose to his full height, which brought him nearly chest level with Beverly. His claws extended slightly. Ambassador Thelanok took a step forward, but Beverly raised her free hand. I'm not finished, she said. She tore the sandwich in half and offered one piece to The wise share what they have. The cub stared at the offered food, then at Beverly's face, then back at the sandwich. His translator remained silent, but Beverly could see the calculations happening behind those alien eyes. This was not how things were supposed to go. Humans were supposed to be soft, diplomatic, They were category for species dangerous when pushed, yes, but not aggressive initiators. Slowly Krishna reached out and accepted the half sandwich. He took a bite, his sharp teeth tearing through the bread easily. His eyes widened. This is acceptable, he said, which Beverly suspected was high praise from a Crixothi. She sat down cross-legged on the floor and bit into her own half. Turkey from Earth, my grandmother's recipe for the avocado spread. Krishna sat as well, mimicking her posture with surprising grace. You did not call for my punishment. You're a kid, Beverly said. Kids do dumb things. I did plenty of dumb things when I was young. I am a warrior cub of the Crixothi Empire. You're still a kid. They ate in silence for a moment. Around them, the chamber remained frozen, delegates watching this unprecedented interaction with fascination. Albert Morrison, Beverly's human aide, stood near the door with his mouth hanging open. Finally, Krishna spoke again. You moved very fast. Faster than my combat instructors said humans could move. We're full of surprises, Beverly said. That's kind of humanity's thing. You were not afraid of me. Should I have been? The cub considered this. Most species fear the Crixothi. We are bred for war. Our claws can tear through reinforced steel. Our reflexes are faster than most species can perceive. Beverly finished her half of the sandwich and brushed crumbs from her diplomatic robes. Back on Earth, we have these animals called honey badgers. Tiny things, really, But they don't care how big you are or how sharp your claws are. They just do what they need to do. You compare yourself to this creature. Humanity survived ice ages, plagues, world wars, and our own stupidity. We climbed out of caves and built stuff. We're not the strongest, fastest, or smartest species out here. She gestured at the assembled delegates. But we're stubborn, and we don't stay down. Kreshna's ears twitched, the Krixothi equivalent of a smile. I think I understand why the consensus invited your species to join. Ambassador Thelenok approached cautiously, his crest lowered in respect. Ambassador Chen, you have handled this situation with remarkable ... creativity. My nephew has learned a valuable lesson today. We both did, Beverly said, standing and offering her hand to The cub looked at it, then grasped her forearm in the traditional Krixothi warrior's greeting. You have my respect, Beverly Chen, Kreshna said. When I achieve my full warrior status, I would be honored to serve alongside humans in battle. Let's hope we never need to fight, Beverly said. But if we do, I'll be glad you're on our side. As the diplomatic summit resumed, Albert finally made his way to Beverly's side. That was either the bravest or most insane thing I've ever seen, he whispered. Beverly grinned. Sometimes they're the same thing. That's what makes us human. Across the chamber, Kreshna sat beside his uncle, but his eyes remained on Beverly. He had learned today that strength came in many forms and that humans, these strange newcomers to the galactic stage, possessed a kind of courage that had nothing to do with claws or combat training. Respect, as it turned out, was something that could be earned with a sandwich and the willingness to stand your ground. And in the halls of the consensus chamber, humanity had just announced itself as a species worth watching.